Tell us, what is your name? Where are you based? And a few things about you. What do you do outside of your day job? What do you do outside of parenting? Tell us a little bit.
Okay. My name is Anonymous.
Okay.
I'm based in Centurion, and I work in Pretoria North, actually, which is a bit of a hassle. And we have 2 lovely kids, a boy and a girl. And when I'm not working, I'm parenting most of the time. My weekends have been stolen, but we try to do a lot of fun together with my husband. We travel.
Okay.
I love travel.
Yes.
And, well, for any reason. In fact, I celebrate everything with travel.
That's why you're here.
Yes. Anything, just to vibes, you know. We've been together for about 15 years.
Okay.
15 years, yes. We've been married for 10 next year. Well, actually, at the end of the year, because lobolas.
Yes, they count. No, they count.
So at the end of the year, we'll be like 10 years. So yeah, it's been a beautiful life. Our kids are turning 2 and turning 4 by May, June. Yeah, so that's me in a nutshell.
2 and 4. Oh, that's a cute age. Those are very cute ages.
Yeah, so we used to have 2 under 2 at some point.
Yeah, you chose that.
Yeah. Wow.
You did that.
Wow, it's debatable, but here we are. Yeah, no, we didn't really choose it, but we didn't mind at the same time. So with our firstborn, we struggled a bit for like 2 years. I'm very impatient, so when I say 2 years, people think
that's nothing.
Really struggle. But I'm very impatient.
Yes.
So to me, it was a struggle,
of course,
which it was. So it was an emotional journey. So when we decided on the second one, then we decided, okay, around 14 months, maybe get out of the contraceptives,
yes,
and then it's gonna take its time, and
it's gonna take another 2 years.
Boom! Almost immediately, you are like, oh, okay, yeah. It was gonna be like that. So that's how we ended up where we were. It was not like it was a mistake.
Yes,
it was calculated.
Yes.
But then, God had other plans, and then things just happen, and then we embrace it, and
now you're a mom of 2.
Now I'm a mom of 2, so I feel like I've been stuck at the terrible 2s forever. Yeah. Once the other phase is phasing out, there's one, and then they copy each other, and then it's just chaos. And then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is gonna be a while. Yeah, but it's really lovely to see them grow up together, learn from each other, fight.
Yes.
For everything and all sorts, whether it's attention, it's toys, it's what, everything. Everyone feels
fighting is important.
Yeah.
Fighting is very important. That's how we develop opinion.
Yeah, so each one of them feels like, I want to be at the forefront all the time. So you kind of have to balance everything. You kind of have to learn a lot also as a mother, because sometimes you can, protect the little one and then forget that he's still also a little one.
Yes.
So you kind of treat him like a big brother, but he's a baby at the end of the day. So
even when he's 30, you'll be saying
they are babies.
They are.
Yes, they are.
I mean,
and your babies? Okay, I'm Miss Pure.
Yes.
Born and bred in Durban. Moved up to Joburg because career, money.
Yep.
So yeah, and then I've got three babies. But also I've got, as of this year, so it'll be a 16-year-old daughter, a 6-year-old son, and soon to turn 4. So I think my last one turns 4. Into next week.
Oh wow.
Next week. So at some point I was in toddler, terrible toddler, teenager. But I must say I'm very blessed. My daughter, so from a temperament aspect, very calm nature. So when I think of when there was the teenager stage and the toddler stage, so I didn't have a full-blown teenager stage, but it still wasn't necessarily the most simplest time, because also they all need such different emotional needs at that point. So so there's that. Married, we'll be also married 10 years next year September.
Double digits!
And I'm planning. All for love. And I'm planning. I don't know if my husband's ready for what I'm planning. I'm planning a celebration.
You must just rock up.
And also in our 10 years, we also turned 40 also next year.
So it's a lot of milestones.
Big year
Yes.
next year. So that's us, yeah. I've known my husband since I was 15, since we were both 15. So we went to high school together, all of that. So I've known him since then. So when he has moments where I'm just like, this is not the dream you had for yourself when you were 15 years old. I don't know where you picked this up, but
you were there for the come up.
I was there for the glow up. And I always say that to him. I'm always just like, literally we went to each other's matric dances. Like, I'll pull up matric dance balls. I'm just like, look at you, you've grown up. I polished you.
Where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? You had more of this thing. And I chose you.
That's the thing. And I'm always just like, you are here because of me. Look at you, father of three. Because of me.
All because
of me. But we are very family orientated, and so I come from a big family. I'm one of 6 kids, but he's an only child. So it's always one of those
the dynamics
there, and I can see him every now and then with his eyes glazed over. When I'm with my siblings, no, he's just like,
it's like, what's happening?
Who are all these people?
What is going on here? But so we're very family oriented. We spend a lot of time just together as family. We don't travel as much because I'm so scared to take all my kids. I don't even take them shopping with me.
And it's been 16 years.
I understand.
It's been 16 years.
Totally understand.
No. I use shopping as my downtime from them. So, don't take them shopping. So, but I think now we're in a space because everyone communicates now, everyone shows their needs, so I could take them on a trip where I would know that you're hungry now, you need to sleep now. We're not in a strict routines anymore, like when you think of babies, they have to sit certain spaces, whereas now the last born no longer needs the naps during the day, so we know we can have full day activities with them.
Okay. We're getting tips here, guys. Us with our children are like, okay, first 4 years of your life, right off. You're at home.
That parents never told you.
Yes. So guys, we are here, we're talking about, so this is hosted by Ausome. Ausome is an organization that has recently been introduced into South Africa. And what we aim to do with autism is raise awareness regarding neurodiversity. So neurodiversity is anything, autism, ADHD, ODD, PDD, and all these abbreviations will eventually expand and explain at a later stage. But today what we are doing is we are really zoning in on like the autism part, and I know, we're often in the age and talking about how do we really want to give something a name? Do we really want to, put something in a box? And I mean, both of you guys know me. I'm just like, are they alive? Are they breathing? Are they happy? Let's carry on. But I do think because it's April and it's Autism Awareness Month, that I would love the world to zone in on those who are within the autism, what do you want to call it, basket, And so, obviously, spoiler alert, we're talking about autism. So, hello, we are here. I just really wanted to sit down with parents who are on that conveyor belt, have gotten off that conveyor belt, are stepping on the conveyor belt, or trying to press the button for the conveyor belt. I want parents with every single walk of that journey talking, you know. I think the neurodiversity space is, as beautiful as it is, the loudest voices are currently neurotypical people.
Yeah.
And as we know, neurotypical people and neurodiverse people are not the same. And even the neurodiverse people are not the same. And so we essentially want to start conversations in South Africa. We want to start conversations in Africa, the world, wherever, where neurodiverse voices are starting to drive the rhetoric. And so I've chosen to start with moms because everyone loves moms. Everyone can relate to a mom, you know, or most people can relate to a mom. And I actually just want to start with right at the beginning, you know, what was it in your children, in, you know, that started making you feel, there's something here. And I don't want to frame it as there's something wrong, because it's not a there's something wrong conversation. It's a, there's something and I can't put my finger on it, right? And I want that conversation to sort of start opening the eyes of other parents who might be thinking something is going on here, and to either give them a hey, you're not alone, yeah, you're right, trust your gut, or where do I, you know, what do I do? I want you guys to help demystify, you know. And I think what's important for Ausome, what's important for these conversations is I don't want you guys to give the opinions that I can find on ChatGPT. We are not here to hear what you think we want to hear.
Yeah.
We're here to hear the reality and the realness of it, you know? And so jump in when you're ready.
Yeah. Okay, maybe just to bring in perspective of me, who I am.
Yes.
I'm impatient, I'm paranoid, I'm observative, I'm too much, if we can call it that side. Like, I'm very attentive to details. I like things happening in a certain manner at a certain time. I have timelines and, you know. So, when you have your first, usually you have baby apps.
Yes.
They must be doing 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
At 2 months they must do this, and then you just start like, no man, but why are they not doing? And then you try to have them do all those things. So our journey, it was led from an anxious position, because from the beginning, then we struggled. Then the pregnancy itself was not the easiest one. We would have some scares. I remember, I started contracting at some point. I was 24 weeks.
Sure.
So you had to go to the hospital, they had to put you in medication, stop the contracting, and then talk about closing off if it goes bad or whatever. Well, fortunately, we didn't get that far. So I was in and out of hospital sometime, and then it was COVID stuff, and then anxiety of going to the hospital where all the COVID people are also there, and all those things. And then, so when he came in the middle of the night, like maybe around 11. So I used to, closer to the time, I used to sleep a bit late and bath just before sleep, because I always say, hey, you never know what's going to happen. I must already have bathed. And then we just go. And then it just started just after I've bathed. And then I was like, it's happening, let's go. So I was in labor for like throughout the whole night. Not that anything was happening much, but I was, excruciating pain, we all know that. But I didn't dilate much. So by the morning, in fact my gynae came in the middle of the night, checked, and I was like, no, you still feel far off. Like, do what you need to do, I'll come back in the morning. And I'm in excruciating pain, and I'm like, you're gonna come back in the morning. I thought this is happening now.
Why are you not here with the knife?
Yes. So yeah, eventually in the morning, I think around 9, I was like, nope, can't do this anymore. Let's go to theater.
Yes.
I was not even 5 centimeters by then. Then we went and then gave birth. Everything was beautiful, all emotional and everything. Now I'm paranoid because now it's a C-section. Then they must put me on heavy medications and whatnot and whatnot. And then I'm scrutinizing this child to make sure that when they bring him back, it's the same child. It's scary. It's scary to even think about it.
It's a thing.
Because they take your child. I'm like,
did you tell your husband, please follow that train?
yes.
Don't lose that
I
train.
said, go with them wherever
Go with the
they
train.
go.
Yes. Yeah.
But you know the child comes genetically coded to look like one of you, right?
Follow the train. Checked all the birthmarks, face, little spots, everything. When they come back, I'm like, okay, take pictures before I eat it, and then I compare. Okay, I think this is no one. So under the trolley. And then when he came through, like he had this terrible eczema. It was a lot. Everything. It was just a lot, and we just couldn't find, solutions. And the whole first 4 months was just anxiety. At some point I had to go for therapy because it was just overwhelming. And then now I started now observing every little thing because I'm driven from a position of anxiety. So in the beginning, like I felt like, okay, no, he's on par, everything is fine and everything. And then I had to go to work. I even took a longer maternity leave. I went to work like after 8 months.
Love this. I hope companies are watching these videos so they know we need 8 months.
Yes, 8 months, guys. And then when I left, then anxiety and paranoia, because now it's like he's no longer under my full care. And I'm not sure if, the person that's helping you is doing everything. All this little app stuff that they say, stretch their feet. As a first time mom, you do all those things. And then, I think around a year, that's when I was like, no man, when we call this child, they don't look at you. Can they hear you? Like, can they hear us? Like, are they responding? And then you start to see all these behavior differences, and you
Can
get
you
it.
speak more about those differences? Like what in particular did you see? So besides him not responding when you call, what else did you pick up?
So he was, he used to babble, but it was not much. And he used to have, like the way in which he looks at people, like he glances and quickly moves away. And he will look into space up there. And I've always wondered, what's there? What are you looking for? Like, and that he was doing it since he was even a baby, but because obviously you are a first-time mom, you don't know much. And at some point I was paranoid because he will wake up in the middle of the night. I'll even hear sounds outside. I'm paranoid. But then this person is looking at a certain direction. I'm like, do you see someone there? Do you see something? Like, are you communicating with something that I can see? And so he was also in terms of his body regulation. You know, a child when they're crying, you throw them in the air. They love that. He will freeze. I was saying that if you throw him in the air, he will freeze. You could see that he hardens and he can't even scream anymore because so if you do this, he holds onto you everything that he has. So he didn't like all those things, and anything that was moving around too much, he wouldn't like it. Putting him on a swing, like he would scream, and so at first you don't recognize those things because you don't know those things.
Yes.
And also, for me, it was also even more difficult because it was our first.
Yes.
Yeah, so he had like simple words here and there, up to about around 14 months, 13 months. And then he just started keeping quiet. And then, but then you don't pick it up immediately, these things. You don't pick it up immediately. So it's what they term it as regression.
Yes.
Of which I
Now
then
I know.
found out. Yes. Yeah, and then, you know, with all the regressing, then comes the food, the pickiness, the textures, like the small things. If you mix too much, then it takes out, looks at it to remove what doesn't want, put it back, like, you know, all those things. And then at some point, I couldn't breastfeed him anymore because then they told me, oh, he's possibly allergic to cow's milk, because then he was getting all diarrhea and everything. And I was like, oh no, you have to move out of cow's milk and dairy. And I'm like, yeah, that's a little challenge. You know, I tried, but I struggled. But then when I removed him from breast milk, then he was fine. Then he drank formula for like a month or two, reintroduce him again, everything. So the stages kept changing, and then he wasn't allergic anymore. At some point, the eggs would give him a rash and whatnot, and then you stop, and then you reintroduce it later, and then, you know, the bread, all these things. Then you start seeing all these things. Then start the conversations. My husband, no, there's something here. No, you are too much. You are paranoid. Who are you comparing him to? So it also created a lot of tension because I felt like I wasn't being heard, and I felt like I was seeing what I was seeing, and I really strongly believe I was seeing something. Because initially then, my mom, maybe when he was like 7 months or 6 months, like she would ask, oh no man, there's something, I can't pinpoint it, but there's something off here. But obviously at that point I didn't know what she was talking about because the baby was too young. He's my first, but well, she's had 6 of us soon.
She knows.
Yeah, she knows what she's talking about, obviously. But then, so I would just dismiss her because she also has those things. She's also very paranoid and she pokes everything and what she worries about everything. So I just, you know, brush it off and whatnot. And then she was the first one to say, can this child hear you? Like, do you know if he can hear you? Like, did you get these things tested or whatever? Because when she engaged him, she felt like he's not responding the way he's supposed to, or the way she expects him to respond. Then it's a question of, does he even hear me when I'm speaking? That's why he's not turning around. He's not responding when I do things. He doesn't always laugh. Doesn't even hear what I said. So yeah, we started having those conversations, and then boom, then I was pregnant. It was around the same time, so it became a little complicated because I now have my ailments, and I'm trying not to worry about for the sake of, because now you are in realization of this. So I ended up having to embrace it so very quickly. Accept it and become content and think about the interventions very quickly. So I never got a chance to go on denial stage like most parents would have to, because I was already then pregnant, and then I didn't want to be so anxious and worried. I just wanted to know that there's something that could be done out there.